Let's war rolling and let's thug. We here to bring the truth. Jar open this podcast. We breaking through the fake news. They try to silence us, but we will be subdued. We're bearded alpha males here to save the youth. Spitting fire on the mic with the bass Christian takes. Exposing the lies, keeping the demons at bay. We ain't afraid to speak up. We won't be swayed. Jar open this podcast where the truth is laid. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas thug. We're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. We ain't playing games, we're on a mission to awaken the masses with our intuition. Pulling out the corruption with no inhibition. Draw open this podcast, sparking a revolution. We're not afraid to stand tall in a world full of deceit. We're the voice of reason, bringing light to the street. Keeping it real, never missing a beat. Jar open this podcast where the truth meets the heat. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas thug, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. Jar open this podcast where the truth will never cease. Join us on the journey to bring back peace. We're rolling Atlas thug, fearless in our release. Jar open this podcast where the lies will decrease.
And we're live. How's it going over there? Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
Jay blocked you. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Got a new co-host for the night. Everybody say hi to Jar Openers groupie, just me. It's good to have you on, just me. Atlas could not be on tonight. Had to watch his kid. It happens, right? When you got a baby and you're young and you're trying to make ends meet in this world, sometimes you just you can't do the free show. And that's okay. That's okay. So that was what Atlas looks like, clean shaven. That's really funny. It's good to have everybody here. See Chris, TNT, Jay, Jamie, House. Who am I missing? Anybody? Oh, forgive me if I am, but I think I got everybody. And just so everybody knows, I am streaming on both channels tonight. Since Atlas isn't with us, I went ahead and sending this broadcast over to America First TV and the new channel that is dedicated to this live show, the Jar Openers podcast channel. So if you enjoy this show and you're on America First TV, make sure to make your way over to the Jar Openers podcast channel and subscribe there. Also subscribe to America First TV. Obviously, do the YouTube thing, hit the like button, smash the like button, right? And share this video, share this live with all your friends, all your group chats, send it to Facebook, X, pretty much everywhere. Send it to people you don't even like. They can come in here and argue with us.
And don't forget to change your messages to all messages, just from top messages to all messages.
Oh yeah, everybody in chat there. The default is top messages, so you want to make sure you're not missing out on any of the chats. Make sure you are, like just me said, on all messages. I'm gonna do that too, actually. Make sure I'm seeing everything here from this side. Chris says I don't have friends. Sorry. Yeah, you do. We're not all here, but you got plenty here, buddy. Just me be showing your chest hair this evening instead of Atlas. No. we voted out Atlas's chest hair, so we will not be having any new chest hairs on the show. That's for sure, Donnie. But thanks for being here, everybody. Got a lot of stuff we're going to get into tonight. Probably more topics than time, but that's okay. I was debating if we want to dig into like what is the big beautiful bill or not. I think I might start with that one. We're going to kind of just do a little background, just look into what is in the bill that we know of. Then we're going to kind of progress in through the whole Trump Elon saga. We have some new developments today, so we'll skip the parts that everybody is already fully aware of that we've covered on past shows and things like that. But we don't want to end the story right in the middle, so we'll give you all the maybe not all, but a lot of the updates all that good stuff. So let's see here. What else we got? We're going to talk about the big, beautiful bill. We're going to talk about Trump and Elon. We're going to get into the travel ban. We haven't talked about the travel ban that Trump just implemented recently. So we'll talk about that a little bit, and then we'll graduate from that into the Kilmar, Ábrego, Garcia, the Maryland man. I said man, is back in the United States, and so we'll talk about that. It's not what the Democrats were hoping for when they were crying that he hasn't had his due process, which he actually had his due process. It was over many years, but let's see. Well, for example, I think it was like I don't want to misquote the year, but a while back he was basically ordered to be deported, but then he couldn't be sent back to like Guatemala or something because he would be in danger. So it's not even the country that he's from. So basically he was like stay in the United States, but customs or ICE or whatever, Homeland Security, whoever it would be would have just needed to do like a review basically, and then they could have deported him. And that's the thing that they didn't do. That's the one step that they didn't execute before they put him on the plane. So they're calling him back to have that. But then to everybody's surprise and our pleasant surprise, they're piling on some new charges. So careful what you wish for if you're this dude and the people on the left, that's for sure. Then what else we got? Oh yeah, Simone Biles overstepped. The Olympic gymnast Simone Biles, who's married to an NFL player, went at Riley Gaines, and so there's been a ton of backlash and chatter on the social medias over that, and we'll dig into that a little bit as well. What else? There's a couple other things. I didn't put everything in the same place. What else we got here? There's one more. What is it? Okay, forgive me, guys. Oh yeah, and then of course the riots today. Los Angeles, the new wave of LA riots. The Sublime's gonna have to write a new song, but so yeah, we got all that stuff going on, and we'll check out some video and watch people's responses and everything like that. So should be a fun couple hours, and I guess let's go ahead and get into the first topic. It says IR Purdy says, are you talking about the Epstein files? A little bit, not like directly, but there's some overlap. But we kind of covered it pretty thoroughly on the last show. Yeah, too bad the singer for Sublime passed away, Janet. Yeah, I agree. The band is still around, but when that happens, the bands they're never the same.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, Jay is in the other chat. Oh, what up, Jay? Everybody's in the jar openers chat talking about you, bud.
Come on over, Jay.
Further than anyone expected. That's pretty funny. Yeah. The singer for Sublime's been gone for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And TNT says he thought that Jay blocked him.
I don't think he would do that.
It was in the 90s there, Donnie. I believe so. That's funny. It's not showing me. It doesn't have the asterisks on which channel, so all my chats just coming through, and you can see them all combined at least in the bottom right corner, I believe. But yeah, it's not the same as chat. But yeah, I guess I should let the folks know on America First TV. I haven't been sending out my daily videos. Been working on the Jar Openers podcast, which is this show, and just been getting caught up. I spent 2 years with my head down, completely focused on that channel, and had a lot of things just get backlogged around the house and stuff like that. So I've just been getting caught up, enjoying a little bit of time off. Like I said, I'm still working on the Jar Openers. I've been live, 6 to 8 hours a week or so. And so I was reading chat there. And looking forward to getting back to actually putting videos out and going live more on America First TV. I think I'm going to start doing maybe some like morning, midday, just straight up news updates. Kind of leave my opinions out, just run through the news, maybe insert my opinions. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna test some things, and I just want to do better, make better content. The debate content that I like making is it's all fine and dandy or whatever, if there is such thing as fine and dandy at the same time. But it's a George Carlin joke if you guys didn't know. Okay. But she said okay.
I didn't know that. I still thought it was funny though.
Right. Yeah, George Carlin says that nobody in history has ever been fine and dandy at the same time. Although that's how they respond to the question, how are you doing? Mm-hmm. Anyways, it's old. I'm bringing up old stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, did you finish your comment?
Well, I was just saying that. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I was just saying I'm looking forward to getting back to putting stuff out on America First TV. And
you said the debate style that you normally do is all fine and dandy, and then you said fine and dandy from a joke.
I just want to do more. I want to do more than just that. And so, anyways, reformulating as the channel's been down, and yeah.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. I just realized I didn't put a link to the Jar Openers podcast in the description to the channel, but if you guys look it up, go over there from America First and subscribe to the Jar Openers podcast if you enjoy the content, if you want to support and all that good stuff.
And just a tip on that, when you do that, you have to put the word the Jar Openers podcast. If you put Jar Openers podcast, I don't think you'll ever find it.
So, you might have to type. Yeah, you're right. And you might have to type channel after that too. It's just a YouTube search thing, but anyways. So let's get into this first one here. I don't really have any articles or anything to pull up. It's more just kind of information. But I don't know. I've been debating on going into this one just because of the fact I don't really have a whole lot of articles. Let's just see here. Okay, so anyways, this big beautiful bill. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act is Trump's signature second-term legislation, delivering tax cuts, border security, and spending reforms. Its House passage and Senate push are celebrated by supporters as proof of Trump's leadership. So despite the opposition from fiscal hawks and recently Elon Musk, this energizes the pro-Trump audience, apparently. So I don't know. Like, some people who believe the numbers are all for it, are all for the big beautiful bill. The people that believe the numbers is the $1.6 trillion it's going to save over the next 10 years, and the amount of money that's going to be allotted for border security and stuff like that they're touting as kind of the main talking points. Some of the key details that the bill concentrates on are tax cuts to permanently extend the 2017 tax cuts, which eliminates federal taxes on tips. Well, not which, but also eliminating federal taxes on tips, overtime pay, Social Security, and loan interest for American-made cars. So that's something that's pro for Elon, right? The whole thing was, a lot of people were saying that Elon was pissed because he's going to lose money. But right here, this isn't a direct correlation of him losing money. IR Purdy says, "Do you want to know what a liberal thinks?" Yeah. All opinions are welcome in here. Unfortunately, if you're on America First TV, channel, and most of chat is on the Jar Openers podcast channel, which I normally do this stream solely on the Jar Openers podcast, but my normal co-host isn't here with us tonight. So I just went ahead and I had a slot open, so I'm co-streaming onto both channels. But if you want to be a part of more active chat, those guys are over on the Jar Openers channel, just so you know. And that goes for anybody else that wants to chat as well. The Jar Openers podcast is where you'll find the most of the chat. Or you have to look at the little square on the screen that's in the bottom right. But I'm not complaining. That's a new little feature that StreamYard just implemented. That's still in beta testing, so I'm happy about that. I've been wanting them to put a screen, chat overlay option.
Yeah, I think that's really cool that it's going to pull from both channels and put everybody's chat there combined. Is what you're saying it's doing?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like you can see, it says right there, IR Purdy, and then Jamie's right underneath it on the actual screen. But
I disclosed
if you look
Laurel prior to coming on the show today that I wasn't going to put my reader glasses on, so I can't actually see any of the chat. Just see.
That's right. I forgot you told me.
I didn't want to put my readers on to be able to see what it says, so I said, "Well, you're just gonna have to read them to me because I'm not going to put my readers on."
Right. TNT said, "Don't judge too hard. He drives an EV." IR Pretty says, anyways, those still considered straight up. I think the idea and the work is, I don't think that me personally, I don't see any issues with Doge. It's just oversight. Other presidents have had oversight done in the past. It's not really all that out of the ordinary. It was just headed up by a billionaire this time, and it got a lot more run in the news than normal. So, I think Doge is still legit, or at least the concept or idea of it, which was, to cut the overwaste and basically try to just be more responsible with your and my tax dollars, assuming you're an American. But
I mean, I wish we would have actually followed through with the tax cuts that Doge proposed. We didn't actually follow through with any of those, correct? Or am I wrong about that?
Yeah, Trump didn't go with some of them, and they are going with part of them, I believe, in this bill.
Okay.
But Elon claimed, or Doge claims, that they have presented about 180 billion in savings, but they've actually only provided receipts for about 30% of that, which is still significant. I mean, saving billions of dollars, it's not like it's no small amount of money. Don't get me wrong. It's just not what Elon, promised in an impromptu, well, not impromptu, but just, I don't think he had, well, it was a question in an interview, and they said, "Do you think you'll save $1 trillion?" And he speculated yes, that he thought he could. But I don't mind that type of high goal that you might set for yourself or whatever. Maybe it was just shouldn't have said it out loud. But regardless, overall, I think Doge is a net positive, right? And plus all the stuff that they exposed.
If they do anything about it, but if we just take the information, go, oh, they've been doing this, oh, they've been doing NPR, oh, they've been doing, all these things, and then we just leave it alone and don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And it was a waste of time. And it really, I understand why he would be mad at Trump, because it really kind of makes him like this enemy of the people, from the people on the left, being, so angry at him that he's exposing all of these things. And then if nothing's going to be done about it, he wasted his time. And so I can understand that frustration on his part. I'm sorry for jumping ahead, but that's just how I feel. And I was just trying to confirm his what he's put out there, that I'm correct on that. What he's put out there, nothing's being done about it. Is that correct?
Wait, say that last part again.
What he has put out there with Doge, nothing's being done about it.
I don't believe nothing. I think I saw something like 9 billion was in this bill or something. I can't remember. I think I saw 9 billion was in this bill from Doge. But Shot says it's way more than oversight, bro. It's a weapon decreasing our readiness and the like. The obsession with tax cuts is so short-sighted. Yeah. Doge is definitely more than oversight. And we saw one thing that did come from Doge that I really appreciated was I had no clue what was going on with USAID.
I know.
That and that did ultimately get the entire program shut down.
So it is shut down permanently.
I believe so. I know they put it down to they reduced it to a skeleton crew, and then I heard they had the next round of firing. So I'm pretty sure that like if there's anything left of it personnel wise, it's maybe a handful of folks, but I don't think so. Wes Warner said, "Okay, I subscribe. This better be good." Appreciate your subscription, bud. Appreciate you, man.
So yeah, I mean, if at least USAID got shut down over all of this, at least that's one good thing that came out of all of it.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
As for the big beautiful bill, I'm anti big beautiful bill. I don't think everything should be in one bill, especially since like y'all were talking about last time about having that AI powers in there where there's nothing you can do for 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years of basically, no regulations or whatever it was that can be put on it.
Right. That's ridiculous to me. That doesn't even make any sense. Why would you tie the hands of governors of every state because you want to put it in this big, beautiful bill that you want to put out to everyone? It just doesn't make any sense to me. That's what I hate about these big bills. There's too much stuff in there that doesn't have to do with the next thing. So
right. There's conflicting things in these big bills. Really. So yeah, it's a shame. One of the things that I believe a lot of Americans would be for is smaller 10-page bills, 10 or less page, 10 or fewer. Things that we can all understand and things that we all can trust that our leaders actually have read before they go and vote on them. Pretty crazy.
Right. So yeah, I'm always against these big bills. And so for it to say, oh, this is making Trump supporters so happy and all this stuff, I disagree with that. I just do. I don't think most Americans want a big bill. I really don't.
Yeah. So IR Purdy said, but Elon did mention Epstein. So is that not all bets off? And now Marjorie Taylor Greene is a no. Massey was a no. Johnson is a no. Rand Paul, it seems unlike to pass with Elon's money saying no. Look, if Trump really is in the Epstein list, I'll be just as against Trump as I am as anybody else that would be on the Epstein list. I mean, he doesn't get a pass if he was or wasn't. The thing is, right now, I don't believe that what remains of the Epstein list, the files, if there ever has been an Epstein list in the first place, I was thinking about it today. It's like everybody's demanding this Epstein list. And it's like, what the hell is the Epstein list? Like, I know it's a list of people that, he was trafficking essentially, but it's like, really, like, what is the Epstein files? It's almost got this stigma to it. And I believe what's left of it is because it's not like bad guys go and just write down everything that they did bad, right? I mean, I know there's flight logs and some like official stuff, but they don't just document like did this today. Hope nobody finds out, dear diary. You know what I mean? So it's just if there are Epstein files after being in Biden's FBI's hands and other FBI's hands, even under Trump before. I mean, it's exchanged hands so many times. Who knows what's been added to it? Who knows what's been removed from it? Pretty much the only like solid evidence from the Epstein files that even remains would be the videos. And what we're seeing from VO3 of the videos could be fake, AI at this point. So, I mean, it's I just don't know what to believe out of it at this point. Even if it says people I don't like, I still got to take it with a grain of salt that maybe those people really aren't on that list just because who's added to it, who's removed from it, everything, so I don't know. Epstein list, Epstein list. Yeah, Jay, 1,500 pages seems like a lot. Who can read all that crap? Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got to just dedicate like days upon end of your life just to read it all and then somehow still absorb it absorb it, understand it, analyze it, weigh your constituencies' will against it or with it. There's just definitely not enough time for these people to evaluate these bills before they go and vote on them, and they're way too big. I'm just realizing how far. Sorry, guys. I'm just realizing how far I am in chat. I wanted to respond to that one from IR Purdy. So the dancing video was confirmed as real. No, the dance. I'm sorry, I missed that part. You guys might be talking about that in chat. Sorry, guys. I skipped over a bunch of chat so I could get caught up.
Well, my thing is too, I doubt even Trump read it all, is the thing. He wants this big, beautiful bill passed. I doubt he read the whole entire thing.
Well, I think he said the other day that Elon knows more about it than pretty much anybody else, and then kind of denied what Elon was claiming. So, I mean, I thought that was kind of hypocritical for sure. But yeah, I mean, that right there, to your point, that's pretty much an admission that Trump doesn't know the most about it. That's for sure. And I wouldn't expect him to. I mean, the dude's the president. Like, who has, we expect him to really have time to sit down and just read over the whole thing. Like, that's
why he shouldn't be championing it and pushing him for it and be like, we have to have this. How do you know? Because you don't know what's in there. So you can't just trust. If anything is, if he's learned anything over his time when he first started running for president until today, is he should have learned you can't trust people. You cannot trust. So for him to just trust that everything that's in there is good and we need to push it so that he can sign it is just crazy to me.
Right.
It's crazy to me. He needs to learn some more things. Like
yeah,
I am pro-Trump. I do feel like absolutely he was our very best option as president, 100%.
Oh yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact that he has some things he needs to work on. And one of those things is he can't be just trusting people like that.
Yeah.
And and he needs to be more humble. Those are his two things that I think are his biggest.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Ira Purdy says, it's cool. I don't want to dominate your chat. Hey, man, we don't mind, honestly. Having conversations is how we resolve things. So, I don't want this to be an echo chamber by any means. And so, we consider this place, especially the Discord, where we can talk more freely. Not completely, Discord's pretty woke as well, but we continue these, and it's an iron sharpens iron type of scenario. I like to believe the situation that we're creating here. But if Trump was in this chat, he'd be correcting you, not me. Probably. I don't know. Like I said, I don't agree. Like a lot of people think that there's this MAGA cult. We just go with what Trump says, and honestly, the reason I liked Trump so much in the first place was because he was saying the things that I was already thinking. So it was like, wow, I have a mouthpiece. This is great.
Same.
But as soon as he steps out of line, he doesn't have to act exactly like I think. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not afraid to call him out. That's for sure. And when he does good, we pat him on the back. It's like a Sunday win in the NFL. You enjoy the win for the night, and then Monday, it's back to business. We got a game to win. So, doesn't the congratulations are short lived around here because you got a lot to get done in these next 4 years. The Hellhound says, in my 51 years, I've never seen so much resistance to a president in such a short time. Yeah, I don't think it's happened in history. Definitely, man. That's it's wild. And to me, I'm 44. I don't think I've ever seen a president as pro-America, as pro-American as Trump, as bold as Trump. So I mean, I call him the best president of my lifetime. You know what I mean? It's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
The pardoning of the J6ers was a bold, brave move, and I loved it.
And to that point, I feel like the reason there's so much resistance towards him is because there are people that are getting paid off to resist him. I feel like there are deep state actors who are being paid to be anti-America, and the best way to be anti-America is to be anti-Trump and to go against anything Trump does to try to help Americans. So that's what I think about that. I feel like the people that come out against Trump are showing their true colors of who they are, and we need to remember those people at election time. 100%. Those people need to go. They are not for our best interest.
Right. Now, Purdy says there, from a liberal's point of view, there's never been such a corrupt and criminal president. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I have a very hardcore liberal in my circle of my closest friends in my group chat. And yes, I hear it every day how corrupt Trump is with his crypto and selling of the Bibles. And yeah, I know the whole list. And I feel like that's just focused on the wrong things. You know what I mean? It's just a continuation of the left trying to get Trump. And what sucks is I wish the left would give their voice to Trump, lend their voice to Trump and say, hey, look, you might not be the guy I voted for, but you are the United States president and I'm an American. And I need results for my life. I root for you, just like I did for Obama and Biden. I root for them to do well for me. But then when Biden comes out here or not Biden, Obama, same thing, comes out here and gives me a healthcare mandate backed up by a tax penalty to have healthcare when I'm a healthy 20s, 30-year-old man, however old I was at the time. Especially considering I was broke, living off of credit and everything else, it just didn't make any sense to me. So I judged him off his actions, not to mention Obama went around the country and the world and went around apologizing for the United States and saying we weren't a Christian nation. And I just don't get down with that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But he was still ultimately United States president. So, I wish the left would lend their strength, their voice to Trump in like some of these things like the tariff battle with China. You know how much clout Donald Trump would have, the United States would have, if the majority of the United States citizens were backing him in these tariffs. The other countries would have no choice but to fold to his will, to our will. So it's just unfortunate because, even if Trump's not perfect, I don't expect him to be perfect. I think he was the best option from what we had to pick from for sure. And I just think that we could get more done if we had a little bit of unity, right? And it takes, the left spent Joe Biden's 4 years saying, we need to come together, but then they never were willing to take the first step. And I wish you guys would just try it, give it a try. And maybe you might be better off for it at the end of this 4 years under Trump. But I don't know. It's Trump derangement syndrome for a lot of people. And I don't believe that really that can happen, unfortunately.
Right. And it's ridiculous. It just goes to show that you're brainwashed by the mainstream media if you really believe that Trump's the most corrupt president we've ever had. That is the most ridiculous thing to say. It's just ridiculous.
Right. Well, DIY Driver says, oh, come on. He's not a president for all Americans. He's made everybody not MAGA the enemy. But I would say I think everybody not MAGA has already made Trump the enemy. When did Trump say that he hated half the country? It's you guys, or it's the maybe not you, but it's the folks that have made Trump their enemy, right? People have waged war on Trump for almost a decade now. Like,
right.
What more do you want from Trump? Like,
constant attacks and literally trying to off him to remove his life from the earth. Yeah. Literally trying to do that and then cheering it on and then saying the shooter was so bad because he missed or because he didn't do it correctly to your standards. I mean, that's just pure evil to be that way. And then you want to say he's making somebody an enemy? That's crazy to me. That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, I agree. Higgyman said blanket tariffs didn't work. No, but I think that was just part of the negotiations. What Trump says, the left needs to kind of just sit back and stop having this gut hatred reaction to everything Trump says and start judging the results, right? Because Trump he wrote a book about the big ask in the art of the deal. He starts way, way, way up here, way beyond the realm of where he expects to end up. And that gives him the most amount of wiggle room in negotiation so that he can get the most out of that negotiation. If he starts here, he can't negotiate any higher if he's meeting somebody in the middle. You start higher, you meet them in the middle, and you might end up here rather than starting here and getting the yes. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you got to judge the results. You know what I mean? And I don't want to turn into this person that's up here just like completely defending Trump the whole time, because I'm not real satisfied with what we're getting, like deportation wise and everything else. But
it's like you said before, this is the kind of stuff that forces you to defend Trump, because when you come out with lies, you don't have any choice but to defend the truth. So that's what puts you in that position.
Right. Purdy says, he just lies. I'm going with your puberty all of a sudden. He just lies. He said our biggest enemy was within. Well, it kind of is. Look at how the Democrats have weaponized the justice system. That is not supposed to happen. They weaponized against their political rival, the other party. So yeah, there is an enemy from within, essentially, and he's not talking about Americans. He's not talking about you and me. He's talking about the same corrupt government that we're talking about.
Exactly.
The ones that oppose him.
Exactly.
He's done nothing but spread lies, but like that doesn't resonate on anybody. I mean, explain why I never call him out for lying. I call him out for lying. We called him out for a lot of things. So you might think that I'm like a typical MAGA like cultist or something, but I'm not. I'm literally just America first. I want what's best for every single American, and I come at it with a Christian, from a Christian perspective. Though that grounding. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Wait till the famine hits. I mean, well, if we quit selling our farmland to China, that would help. I don't think a famine's gonna hit though. I mean, everybody is so extreme, and like I said, I think everybody just needs to chill out.
So, what do we have in other news?
Sorry, I'm just enjoying this conversation with you guys.
Like, do we have anything from TNT? Do we have anything from JB, from Andrea? What do we have?
Yeah. Sorry, I've been trying to keep up with the debate. There's a debate going on there too. What have we got? We got any trade deals, tariffs. Higimon says, what have we got? Any trade deals, tariffs work, but it's specific commodities that we want to bolster domestic manufacturing. On off tariffs. Sorry, you typed that twice. Only for insider trading. I mean, they've been insider trading and playing the stock market for a long time up there in Congress, which I'm completely against. But I want term limits. Corruption comes from people having those positions for too long.
Right. And I would be totally down with getting rid of all of them and starting from scratch. Telling every single person who's in office right now, you can't run again. You don't get another term. We're starting with all new people, and each person only gets one term. Do everything you can in your one term, because then you're out. That way we don't have to worry about all these people being bought and paid for.
Hellhound 26 makes an excellent point again. When America wins, the world wins. And a lot of that sentiment comes from people around the world telling whoever's listening that we want a strong America. If we don't have a strong America, it hurts my life. So yeah, I mean,
it's exactly right, Hellhound. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Palantir method. You're right about Palantir. Don't think we should chill out. I hate Palantir. That is not good news. I mean, the Peters Hill, JD Vance, Elon Musk, Palantir connection, the race to AI supremacy is, it's Skynet, right? DIY drivers, American farmers don't grow most of what we eat. They export more corn soy. Yeah, I have farmer friends. I'm from Kansas. They farm cattle, soy, and corn. and an occasional big buck whenever they walk by, but not very often. Yeah, Jamie says, "Holy crap, the trolls are out and about tonight." I love it. I love it. All the chat interaction. Atlas would be loving it right now, but he said he'd be watching, so I love it. I appreciate all the interaction. Ara Purdy says, "The world hates us. I watch international." Oh, where'd it go? Holy crap! I watch international news. They make fun of Trump constantly. USAID was soft power we gave up.
I'm sure you're watching liberal news everywhere you watch it, not just in America. I'm sure all the news you're watching is liberal news. So
that's what I was gonna say. Are you watching like BBC that was literally funded by USAID? Like, I don't know, man. Like,
I see commenters internationally on your America First TV channel that have said multiple times they're rooting for America. They're rooting for Trump to win because the rest of the world depended on it. So, you know, fake news really doesn't have a place here, honestly. I mean, I understand you're bringing it up to dispute it, but most of us here are wise enough to understand the difference between real news and fake news.
Yeah. Well, yeah, DIY driver, that's something right there. I don't like what's in the big, beautiful bill over the AI, you know, whatever it is that gives them free reign for 10 years.
100%.
I think that's bullcrap. It takes the state's ability away to control it. That's right. Completely over. That's total, you know, federal government overreach. The federal government's job is to, in my opinion, make foreign trade deals, protect us from foreign and domestic threats, and that's pretty much it.
That's it.
You know what I mean? You know, FBI will investigate crimes across. Yeah, exactly. So,
I mean, which was going to what you were saying, but yeah,
exactly. So anyways, got completely derailed, but I love it. I love the conversation. This is fantastic.
But right, nothing should impede upon states' rights, for real. So, like, if you put something in your big, beautiful bill that impedes upon states' rights, that in itself at least needs to be taken out of there before you.
Right, it just seems unconstitutional on the surface, in my opinion.
I mean,
but, you know,
what I understand, there's important things in there that we really, really need to get passed. So let's just break those out and get those part passed, and we can deal with the rest of it later. But I don't feel like everything needs to be in that bill right now. Let's just break out the important parts and get those things through while we have time. You know what I mean? Time is of the essence. And I hope everyone can understand that. Time is of the essence. Let's get the important stuff done right now.
Yeah, certainly. And then, you know, get the deportations ramped up too. But I heard Trump's starting to demand it as well. So we need that. I believe the number that he was requesting escalated the projected 4-year totals from like 950 million. No. 950,000 in 4 years to I want to say it was like 4.5 million. It was a pretty big bump. It was from like 680 a day to like 2,000 a day. So a little over 3x. Something that we definitely desperately need. Earl's daughter says, obviously Trump's critics have been following politics for the last 40 years. Lies and corruption is all we've been offered. Trump's the closest thing to we the people we've ever had. And I 100% agree. And that's well said, Earl's daughter. Thank you for saying that.
100%.
Let's see. Hellhound, AI is both a foreign and domestic threat. Yeah, that's a good point. That the government should be protecting us from, not banning states' rights from having any type of oversight. Well, I know why. It's because Trump has those 3 dudes that are dedicating like, I can't remember the number. It's like multiple billions of dollars a piece into the research of AI. He got them like signed up while we were still in DC for the when I was still in DC for the inauguration. I remember seeing that on TV that while I was in the hotel that they had those big dudes all together talking about. And Trump, I even think he had talked to one guy into investing like twice as much right there live. But yeah, I mean, there's so much on the line, and the race to AI is like necessary because it's like it's a battle between countries. Like you got to beat China to have the AI supremacy, I guess. And it just doesn't end at this point. Cassandra Detroit said, okay, just subscribe for supporting states' rights. Thank you very much, Cassandra. Appreciate that. Oh, yeah. Definitely believe in the Republic. Definitely believe in the Republic. Let's see. Crap, I gotta skip a bunch of chat. Somebody's fascinated with Pakistan. Oh, I saw that. I got something for you. Right here. Give me a second to put this on the screen.
So while you're working on that, you were talking about deportations and wrapping them up. And Obama was always known as the deporter in chief.
Yeah.
Oops.
Are you echoing?
No, I'm just hearing yourself. So I guess is it?
It was doing that the other day. I don't know what's going on. So wait,
I'm not now. Oh yeah.
Darn it! All right, I don't know what the problem is. Hang on.
I'll just hit it.
All right, I'm just gonna play this real fast. Anyways, it's 10 seconds. This is a man in India reportedly survived a lion attack while sleeping in the street. Crazy, right? Well, let's check it out. He survived a potential attack. The lion walks up to him and sniffs him and says, "Nah." Nope. I will pass on that meal. Anyways, you asked for it. Oh, all right. The echo should be gone.
Okay. I was just saying that Obama's known as the deporter in chief because he deported more illegals than any other president. So, I mean, Trump could call Obama and ask him for advice if he wanted to. Really, though, it boils down to when Obama was doing it, everybody was like okay with anything Obama did because nobody even paid attention to news or had a clue what he was doing. And with Trump, anything Obama did is wrong for Trump to do anyway. Just like the kids in cages thing came from Obama, and then they tried to pin it all on Trump, even though the pictures came from when Obama was president. So, I think that's Trump's biggest problem or obstacle with getting all these deportations ramped up is because, everyone all of a sudden has a big problem with it. But there was no problem whenever Obama deported more than any other president. So there's just that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And a lot of the thing is too about Obama's deportations was that he was actually like rejecting people at the border and they were calling it a deportation.
Oh.
So it's like, because it was technically he wasn't letting them in. I don't know if it's taking them. I don't know. It doesn't really qualify.
That, way different than what Biden did.
Yep.
So at least he didn't let him in. But if Trump doesn't let him in, then he's racist or something. So see, like anything that is okay for Obama to do, that was never okay for Trump to do.
Well, like Jamie just said, Obama had them in cages. But you remember when Trump took over, it was Trump's putting the kids in cages, right. And
whenever the pictures
famous quote,
literally from when Obama was president of those kids.
Yeah, the famous quote: "Who built the cages?" Right. Right.
Stupid.
Yeah, we just want to ask everybody.
Separate families is also stupid because you have to separate families when somebody goes to jail. You're going to be separated. So another stupid argument.
Yeah, just want to ask everybody to make sure you hit that like button, smash the like button. Consider subscribing, ring the notification bell, all that good stuff. We're also up on Rumble and America First TV. Let everybody know over on America First TV. Typically, I do these streams on the Jar Openers podcast. I have separated the live shows from America First TV, but my co-host isn't here today. My regular co-host, we're joined by just me today. But and so since he's not sending to his channel or anything like that, I figured I'd send the stream over to the America First TV side and the Jar Openers podcast. So if you're interested in watching more of these shows, we broadcast every Monday, Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Please consider making your way over to the Jar Openers podcast channel and subscribing there. And that's where you'll find the show on a regular basis. But just wanted to let everybody know. I see people are cycling in and out at a pretty high number and rate. We're basically going from 58 to 100 and then back down and then back up. So lots of people cycling in and out. Appreciate everybody for being here. You guys are great. Earl's daughter says, "Hey Tyler, just me, TNT, Jamie, Andrea, JB, Chris. I'm trying to cook dinner and listen when the grandbaby is yapping at me." We love it. Thank you so much, Earl's daughter. We appreciate you.
And then a public service announcement. If you're just joining the channel, switch it from top comments to all comments so you're not missing out on anything in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that too. And then we have a Discord. If you like to continue and become part of the community, that link is down in the description. You can find all the links to social medias and everything like that down there too.
So what's next on the agenda?
Well, I'm skipping the rest of the big beautiful bill.
Oh.
I was going through kind of what some of the details were in it.
You don't want to talk about that now?
I mean, I guess we can. I kind of lost my place. Let me see here. Some of the key details. Okay, so spending. Yeah, let's do it. I will. So spending includes $46.5 billion for the U.S.-Mexico border barriers. We're kind of going over some of the numbers for the big beautiful bill right now, just for those that are getting caught up. $150 billion is for defense. Example like shipbuilding, the Golden Dome, missile defenses, things like that. So what else we have? The increased SNAP funding for states, so more SNAP. An increase of welfare. That seems like a. I'll stop short of saying it's a trope for the, a gimme for the Democrats. Like I said before in the previous show, we don't have to give the Democrats anything in this bill because of the type of bill that it is. It requires fewer votes. So we don't need any Democrats to be on board. So we don't have to give them anything. This bill should be completely aligned with the Republican and the Trump agenda, the mandate that the American people sent to Trump with 75 million votes last November. So with that in mind, let's see here. Some of the reforms: it imposes Medicaid work requirements for able-bodied adults 19 to 64. It bans Medicaid funding for non-citizens in gender transition services for minors. It raises the debt ceiling by $4 trillion, which
what are you going to do?
Continuation of raising the
racking up the debt anyway. So
yeah, continuation of
raising
the debt ceiling. It doesn't seem, it's funny. It raises the debt ceiling by $4 trillion, but it supposedly saves us $1.6 trillion over 10 years. I don't know. I'd have to have that explained to me to see how that makes sense. But
I think probably raising it to $4 trillion is just to maybe catch up with what they've already done. I don't know if that's true. That's just a guess of mine, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's just to catch up with already all the spending that's already lined out and in place.
Yeah, Cassandra, that is the horrific part, the debt ceiling. I don't like that. That's for sure. I do like the increased spending for the Mexican border and the defenses. We definitely need new ships and we need upgraded infrastructure when it comes to some of that. I mean, you guys see what they were using for air traffic control in some of these airports? They're like operating on like ancient technology, like stuff that like a part breaks and you got to go on eBay and go American Pickers to get the piece. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's some old stuff. So yeah, definitely need to upgrade. That's crazy. TNT says that's an 8,000% increase to border patrol, and we need it. It's very important that we secure the borders. Very, very important. Let's see here. Some of the controversial cuts is that it eliminates clean energy tax credits. It example was like the EV, the electric vehicle subsidies that we were talking about was probably why Elon was so mad, is that costs Tesla a lot of money. And when you go buy a Tesla and there's a $5,000 credit, that means the government pays $5,000 to Tesla for you buying the car. That all goes away, and so that's a big hit.
Solar panels, does that take away your solar panel credits too?
I didn't see anything about that. But we'll get there. Let's see here. What else do we have? It reduces Medicaid SNAP by over $1 trillion over 10 years. So a short-term increase, a long-term decrease, apparently, because it says they increased SNAP funding for states. So, okay. And then let's see here. The fiscal impact is the CBO estimates a 3.8 trillion deficit increase over 10 years. So this is Grok too. So this is going to give you Elon's numbers and not Trump's numbers, where Trump will tell you that it's set for a $1.6 trillion decrease, or this is saying that it's a $3.8 trillion deficit increase. So I don't know actually the who's telling the truth here. Are we going to knock off 1.6 trillion over 10 years, or are we going to increase 3.8? I guess we'll have to wait 10 years to find out. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Let's see here. Offset by 1.25 trillion in spending cuts, netting 2. Okay, so critics like Musk claim that this is unsustainable. Okay, let's see. So the House passed it as of May 22nd by 215 to 214 vote. So they won by 1.
Really? Wow.
And that was with Thomas Massie and Warren Davis, Republicans, voting against it, apparently. It says with opposition from reps. I assume they either didn't vote or they voted against it. Let's see here. I lost my spot.
I would assume they voted against it if it says with opposition from.
Forgive me. Yeah, exactly. So then the Senate, as of June 7th, Senate Majority Leader John Thune is pushing for passage by July 4th, but faces resistance from at least 4 GOP senators: Rand Paul, Ron Johnson, probably Massie, and Warren Davis. And then over $5 trillion in projected debt needs 60 votes, requiring some Democrat support. Okay, so no, it only needs 50 votes. It's Grok's wrong here. He's got the bill mixed up, or she's got whatever Grok is, right?
I don't know why, but I think he's a guy. I just do. I think Grok is a guy's name. I don't know why.
Right. I think Elon has it. It speaks in a woman's voice on his phone, but Grok sounds like a man to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't date anybody named Grok.
No.
But you're a woman, so you should.
No, I'm saying you shouldn't date anyone named Grok. Like, I can't imagine any man wanting to date a woman named Grok.
Right.
I mean, I'm not thrilled about dating anyone named Grok either, but it would make more sense than a guy dating a girl named Grok, in my opinion. Because I mean, it's kind of close to Rock, and Rock's not such a bad name at all.
Right.
You know, yeah. Rock's a good name of a guy to date.
Right. That's true. Let's see here. Our Purdy says Massie is in the house. Yeah, I love Thomas Massie. I hate that for some reason I don't get how he and Trump can disagree just so in the manner that they do. But yeah, we like Thomas Massie around here. Let's see here. You just said you didn't know who to believe, and one of the people was the president. You didn't see that, did you? You didn't see that, do you?
Huh?
I mean, it's a big number coming off a big bill. So I bet both of them are wrong, to be honest with you. When I say I don't know which one to believe, I bet both of them are technically wrong. But Cassandra says, have you read Stranger in a Strange Land? That's where Grok comes from. Oh, I didn't know that. No, I had no idea. Mm-mm. Interesting. I guess I have to look into it a little bit more.
Is it a good book?
Is it a good book? What's grok in the book? I'm kind of curious to know. Oh, hate with the like over there on X. What's up, dude? Another loot drop for. Oh, this is crazy.
What?
There's videos of pallets of bricks being delivered to places. Remember, kind of like the Summer of Love.
In Washington D.C.
It's going around on X that I'm seeing pallets of bricks wrapped up in saran wrap, like in areas where there's protesters, rioters. Grok is the water. Oh,
huh. Grok is the water.
Okay. Robert Heinlein is one of the best apologists for the libertarian philosophy, and yes, it is an amazing book. Huh, interesting. What's it called again? Let me scroll up. I'm gonna write it down. Stranger in a Strange Land. All right, I'll check it out. If my pen, of course, my pen. I'm sure you guys love that content of just watching me write.
Right. Yeah,
silence of me watching me writing.
That was so
At least do it, Trump. That's what I wrote. Executive order. Okay. Let's see. So, anyways, let's continue. Let's continue. So we know that Musk opposed it with Rand Paul. $5 trillion debt is a huge mistake. Let's see here. Yeah, Trump is touting this as his, big beautiful bill. It's his masterpiece. It's going to be, part of his legacy as president.
And I think that's a huge mistake. I do. I think that is a huge mistake. It's
unfortunate. It's a symbol of being a little tone deaf, which Trump is kind of has a history of listening to the folks. I've referred to it multiple times, but he floated a particular name to be on his cabinet. X went nuts and said, MAGA on X went nuts and said, no way, this dude went after J6ers, blah, blah, blah. And then Trump changed his mind. So it's like he hears and is open to being, reactionary or whatever, but
I mean, he was tone deaf on the job thing too.
Yeah.
And he's been tone deaf on other things. So it happens with him. So it's not like that's outside of his characteristic. It does happen. It is something where we have to take the bad with the good. So.
Girl's daughter says, so who's with me to go on a quest? We need the fellowship of the Palantir of the old wise wooden elf. Yeah, for real.
Aw.
I'm with you. TNT says dibs on grumpy old wizard. Might have to battle me for the beard though, man. As it is pride, who needs BBC when the BBB will do its job so much better? Yeah. JB, yeah, you're right about that. Sometimes Trump is surrounded by too many yes men. And it sucks because, anybody that pushes out against him, maybe Elon in this situation, ends up with a black eye. And what I think is estimated, he's lost like 27 or $37 billion in net worth since this little battle with Trump began a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. TNT says, I'll do a chest hair comb up, and then I got you beat. Fair enough. When you can braid your beard to your chest, you're in winning territory. Let's see. So there's some good stuff in it. I love the border funding. I think that's super important. It's unfortunate that it takes a 1,500 page bill to get that, codified into law.
Right? That's my point. I don't think it does. At all.
Yeah, it absolutely doesn't really.
But you and Atlas were explaining something on the last show about it. And you were saying something about this particular bill because it is kind of like an extension of something that was already started, right? You're not listening to me.
No, say that again. Sorry, I was reading chat.
I know. So this particular bill, since it's like an extension of something, is why we only need less votes to get it passed.
Yeah, I got it. Actually, I still got my notes from last show. I can explain it to you. This is a reconciliation bill.
Okay.
And it's different from the annual appropriations bill, which is an annual budget bill. And so it only requires 50 votes from the way I understand it, rather than 60, which was what an annual appropriations or budget bill would require.
It's kind of why they're trying to shove so much into it, because they know they can get it passed with only 50, right? That's pretty much what we're understanding about this.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. That's a good
careful about what's in there.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, that's the reasoning behind all of this. I feel like that's why they're shoving everything into this one particular bill, because they feel like they've got it in the bag that they can get it passed. And now they're finding out that's not even true. So they need to be a little bit more careful. And then let's get some really good stuff passed. That'll be great. I'm all about getting good stuff passed. But the states need to keep their rights, keep the AI crap out of there. Those are the most important things to me to keep out. I'm saying those are the most important things to me that they need to keep out. But yeah, get the good stuff in it. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this last name a try. If I get it right, you got to subscribe, Alan. No, Alan. I got it wrong. I couldn't even get it. I can't even try it. Cranowetter. I have a feeling there's like the W is like a V or something like that sound. Cranowetter. I don't know. I could be getting it completely wrong, but it says President Trump and Elon Musk are having a spat. Give it a couple days and they will make up. Yeah, and there's actually a story about that. And here, let me
I hope they do.
You know, this is kind of jumping to the end of the Elon Trump thing, but we'll work backwards. It's all entertaining, and I won't include the audio. Oh, Atlas, what up, dude? I'm having the echo thing again, and I can't try the call-ins. I have a feeling it'll echo if I share the screen. If we do what we were talking about trying to do with the Discord call-ins. So yeah, if I were to share the Discord page and try to have a conversation with you, I think it would just echo. So yeah, my bad. I think I might need to just restart my computer. I don't know. That's pretty much the only thing I haven't done.
Well, too late now.
Yeah, let me restart real quick. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Ira Purdy says, I appreciate not getting booted from the chat. I've got to go find some $1.98 gas. Have you seen any? No, I got an electric vehicle. I charge my car off of my solar panels. But yeah, man, I appreciate you for being here. It's been a great chat, and come back. Come back and chat with us again, man. I love having a discussion.
I tell you what, though, we saw $1.98 gas during Trump's first term, and we would see it again if Biden didn't take all of our reserves and give them all to China. So I can tell you that right now. If that's dig towards how come Trump didn't bring back the $1.98 gas, Biden saw to it that he could not. That's why he took all of our reserves and gave them to China. So there you go. That's why there's no $1.98 gas right now.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, I thought I saw that there was some reports that gas did get down into the dollar range again, or maybe it was, I don't know. I know it's cheaper than what it was before Trump was president, but like I said, I don't get gas, so I don't remember unless I'm filling up my my lawnmower, but then I get ethanol free and that shit's expensive. Anyways, right? Atlas says, was confused why the chat on the show was so different, but remember America First TV, LOL. Yeah. Streaming America First TV tonight. Just for the fun of it. Haven't been put out anything over on America First TV for a while, so I just wanted to give the channel some love and also try to let a new group of people know that we have a show a channel completely dedicated to this show, and it's called the Jar Openers Podcast. That's the name of the channel. That's also the name of the show. And that folks on America First TV can find this show on its regular basis, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time over on the Jar Openers Podcast channel. Matter of fact, let me... I need to share the link in the description to the Jar Openers Podcast. Give me 1 second and I'll have that link there so people can find it much easier. And thank you to all the ones that have done that. I see a few people have helped out. Three subs this show. Thank you so much to everybody that's done that. And let me go into this video here and edits. And oh no, the Jar Openers is okay. Yeah, it is in the description. I don't have to edit it. Great. Yeah, you can just scroll down and check the description. It's at the very bottom. Follow us on YouTube, Jar Openers, Atlas, and America First TV. And then Atlas is my co-host, is not here. That normally is. He's also in chat right now. Or he was. I'm behind a little bit. Cassandra said, "I just subscribed, and while I do troll, I do it in the cause of liberty." That's great. That's the best way to do it.
That it is.
Yeah, Jay. It only echoes when I have the screen. When I go to this and I have something in here and I'm sharing the audio. So for some reason there's an echo. It was echoing last show, and it was doing it again at the beginning of the show. Or just a little bit ago when I was showing that video of the lion sniffing the dude.
Should I? Yeah.
Oh, Cassandra, have a good night. I guess you're leaving. I see. Oh wait, what'd you say? I'm trying to.
It's not echoing right now.
Yeah.
Is that good? Is that a step in the right direction?
No, it's good. It's just whenever I actually share my screen.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, it's picking up a secondary audio from my computer somewhere else that shouldn't be accessing my mic, and it's sending it through twice, I guess.
Okay. Well, I'll just be quiet when you share it.
But well, no, I can do. I can not share the audio. It works when I hear it. We'll just do it. That way we can actually get some stuff on the screen. All right, there we go. But no echo, right?
Let me see. Correct.
You can't. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's go back. Let's see. I gotta separate that. Okay. Yeah, here's the video I was just talking about. Our friend Native Patriot posted another loot drop for the rioters in California. The news will tell you it's another coincidence. It does look like this is outside of like a Home Depot or something potentially.
Oh.
But look, it's like outside of the gate, and he turns around and zooms in, and there's a line of riot police. So I mean, certainly close enough for a potential disaster. And honestly, look at the ground. There's already like splatter marks all over the ground from busted bricks and stuff like that hitting the ground. I'll go back so you guys can see that. Look at all those marks. Those are bricks and stuff all over the ground from people throwing stuff. Yeah, so they found their way over to it. Whether if it was intentionally placed there or not, they certainly made use of stuff. I'm sure they didn't pay for it either.
Right. Well, Soros probably paid for it, so it's all good. But yeah, I remember when they put the bricks all over Washington, D.C. You know,
oh yeah,
hoping people would use those, I guess. At least out of everything that was the Patriots were accused of, they weren't accused of taking any of the bricks that were all over the damn place and using them.
Right. Well, you know how we always say that like men need to be the leaders and stuff like that.
I know how you say it. No, I'm just kidding.
Not this kid.
Not this kid?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't need to be a leader.
He does not know how to use
What
a
is
saw.
he doing?
He's trying to cut that log, and he's holding the saw still and moving the log.
Oh, goodness. Goodness.
I saw that, and I was like, you know what? Gotta
No.
share it
So
because that's
unsafe.
embarrassing. Yeah, no kidding, right? He'll learn. He'll learn.
The hard way.
Right. Man, I have so much saved up. Oh yeah,
And
by
you
the
know
way,
what?
thank you
How
to the
bad is
veterans.
it? Sorry, real fast. How bad is it that someone was videotaping him doing that instead of telling him how unsafe that was, and he could have cut his hand off?
Well, that's how they do it
wanted
nowadays.
the video. So bad.
That's how they do it nowadays.
So bad.
They let the train wreck happen, and just video it. But yeah, shout out to the veterans on Veteran Appreciation Month, by the way.
Thank you to, well, I guess you can't. Yeah, thank you to all veterans. Yes. Thank you to all veterans.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And active
What up,
duty
King?
military, by the way, too.
Yeah, of course. And that's why we keep the army man on the cross right there, the little green army man, as a reminder to keep all those folks in our prayers as well. But what up, King? And we can start the show. You're here.
Hi, King.
Yes, Andrea, thank you to all that have served.
Hi, Andrea.
King is never late. A wizard always arrives precisely when they intended. That's right. That's right.
Hi, King.
Saw you had a late work day. Hope it went good. Hope it went good. Let's see here. So, man, where do we want to go? Let's go. We'll go right into the Trump Musk stuff. Like I said, I was gonna skip right to this end one here. Because I can't remember who commented, but they said just give it a little bit of time and chill out. And so the word is Elon Musk and Trump are already flirting with reconciliation, and a scapegoat has been prepared for the slaughter, according to the Daily Mail, who hates Elon Musk, by the way. I mean, they don't miss an opportunity to try to diss on Elon Musk for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but Elon Musk's father said it was like watching two male gorillas fighting for dominance over their troop. But it already appears that the explosive feud between the Tesla boss and President Donald Trump might be cooling off after their high-profile spat exploded on Thursday. By Friday evening, they both said they wished each other well, and an easing of tensions after trading heated barbs the day before. Musk and some inside the White House have already picked the director of the presidential personal office, Sergio Gore, as their scapegoat for the dispute. Damaging leaks from the pro-Musk camp suggest that Gore sabotaged the SpaceX founder's friend, Jared Isaacman, from taking over at NASA last week. Aside from the NASA snub, the dramatic Musk-Trump split was fueled by the billionaire's fury over Trump's big, beautiful bill, which he slammed as a path to debt slavery. If the bill fails to make it through the Senate, it could prove tumultuous for Trump and his force him, to bring Musk back in an attempt to steady the ship. Some Republicans have already voiced their support for Musk's outrage, saying they feel the same way about the bill. Trump could offer an olive branch to prevent a mutiny. So, I know this bill is important to get passed to a lot of Republicans, but once again, if these Republicans are voicing their support for Musk's outrage, wouldn't the simplest solution be let's start breaking this bill down into smaller sections and voting on each part of it?
100%. That's it. Let's do that. That is the common sense answer to this problem. So, when will you be on the phone with Trump to let him know?
Right. Which funny because everybody was calling for them to just pick up the phone. Balthazar Albergati. Albergati? Yeah, I think that's it. Balthazar Albergati says, okay, back with a beer and my favorite avatar. So second sub for me. Thanks a lot. That's awesome. I like the cat and dog avatars too. The profile pics. That's cool. One of my dogs is just right here. Actually, you can kind of see the top half of her. Atlas challenge accepted. Okay, so we'll see here. Let's continue a little bit. There's some parts I'm going to skip over. Where's it at? Let's see here. It's repeated that the bill is estimated to add another 3.8 trillion. So they're echoing Elon's sentiment. Conservative firebrand Trump supporter Marjorie Taylor Greene has already aired her grievances over the bill due to the AI provision that she admits she overlooked. Easy to overlook in a 1,500-page bill, right?
100%.
Didn't overlook it. Just never read it in the first place. I don't think you overlook something like that, but whatever. We'll overlook your overlooking.
I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it.
At least she's erring in the right direction. But Musk went public with his criticism on X, arguing the spending will wipe out the efforts of his Doge team. The real crux of his pain, however, is said to have been Isaacman's NASA nomination being canceled, which Trump attributed to Isaacman's past donations to Democrats. The president even admitted the decision had upset Musk. So I had never heard this angle before about this Isaacman dude. And the New York Times first reported that those inside the White House had pinned the blame on Gore. Musk and Gore have had a sour relationship for months, stemming from what Axios described as Gore's resentment of Musk's involvement in personal issues. Tensions came to a head in March when Musk accused Gore of leaking a story to the New York Times, according to the Washington Post. The story in question concerned a meeting in which Musk clashed with members of Trump's cabinet. Musk believed it was Gore who leaked it, as the story failed to mention it was criticism of Gore's office, the source told the outlet. So the outlet said that Gore had made it clear that he was looking for a way to get back at Musk prior to him bombarding Trump with proof of Isaacman's donations. Trump said he pulled the nomination due to these donations, something the president knew about months ago. The move was a dent in Musk's dream of SpaceX, including his plan to colonize Mars. I think it means SpaceX, but whatever. And then let's see, we continue. White House spokesperson Stephen Chung told the Post Sergio is a vital member of the team, and he's helped Trump put together an administration that is second to none. As a longtime advisor, there is nobody more capable of ensuring the government is staffed with people who are aligned with the mission to make America great again and work towards implementing the president's agenda. Musk has already deleted a post on his X account, which he claimed Trump was named in the Jeffrey Epstein file. So that's the next part of this. I kind of skipped past, was that Musk has actually gone and deleted a lot of the tweets that, he was basically drunk texting to Elon in their breakup, or to Trump in their breakup. But Elon Musk, he urged his son to get back on Trump's good side, telling the Times of London that the two are kindred spirits. In any successful group of animals, whether gorillas, elephants, or human beings, the dominant males will always fight for dominance, Elon Musk said. The problem you get with a really good quality of people is that the men all think they should be the general. He added, they will have to sort it out, and because Trump is the one who was elected, Elon is going to have to accept that he is not going to be the general. 100%. The president, known for his put-downs of fellow politicians, is also fond of reconciliation and bringing former enemies back on side. I know one was Marco Rubio, right? Rubio ran against him, and he's using Rubio pretty hard right now in a good way. So Musk has already indicated his intent to de-escalate the situation after announcing on Thursday that he was decommissioning his SpaceX Dragon spacecraft. He quickly pulled a U-turn. His retreat, while not necessarily a white flag, is a clear sign he is willing to stay on side. If he had pulled the Dragon, the U.S. would have had to resort to using Russian spacecraft once again to piggyback into space. So Trump had also said he would be canceling loans of subsidies for Musk's companies, but then admitted on Friday that such a move would need to be fair. So this was welcomed by Musk, who responded to a short clip of Trump making the comment by writing, "Fair enough." So in the same talk with reporters, Trump added, "I look at everything. He's got a lot of money. He's got a lot of subsidy. So we'll look at that." One White House ally told the Post that there's hope there's going to be a reconciliation, but it'll never be the same. Musk also might want to cozy back up to President Trump to protect his own personal wealth after $27 billion was wiped from his net worth in a few hours, within a few hours after the feud went public. On Thursday evening, Musk had already signaled he was open to de-escalating the situation when White House officials said, oh, you can't chew on that. When White House officials said that there are no plans for President Trump to call Musk. Chewing on one of my good antlers, guys. Can't have her doing that. I got to give her a smaller one. Oh, there's no small one in there. Okay, never mind. Sorry about that. Now she wants to leave the room. Oh, no, she doesn't. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys.
I'm going to run
protect the antler.
To the ladies' room real fast. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. All right. So, like I said, we're going to start at the end with that one because, like I said, the commenter mentioned that they'll be making up before too long. And that was something they kind of speculated. This might be a couple guys, they have their battle and then they come back and be friends within the next couple of days or, a week or so or whatever. Okay. So let's get into let's check out some of these other ones. I don't need that one because we just talked about the U-turn. Okay, so JD Vance, he reveals how President Trump really feels about Elon's attacks and reacts to the awkward call for impeachment, which Elon Musk went on to call for Trump's impeachment the other day when he was totally spurging out. Throwing a temper tantrum. Yeah, exactly. So, you want to get out? Okay, good girl. Sorry. We love our dogs. We love our animals. You know what I mean? So forgive me. But JD Vance. So Vice President JD Vance revealed behind the scenes details of Elon Musk blow up on social media on Friday and President Donald Trump's reaction. So Vance spoke about the incident in a podcast interview with comedian Theo Von that was recorded on Thursday as the fight between the pair of billionaires escalated, which, by the way, I haven't seen this interview with Theo Von, but I heard it was pretty fire. I heard that it was an excellent interview, and I can't remember who it was on X, but they basically shouted out Theo Von, saying it was a better interview than any of the mainstream media has given JD Vance in a while. So I'm going to actually check that one out. I don't watch much on Theo Von, but I'm going to check that one out. Let's see. Let's see, where did I leave off? So the president found himself reacting. Let's see, Vance spoke incident. Okay, so the vice president found himself reacting in real time to some of Musk's posts on X during the interview, including an awkward post where Musk endorsed the idea of impeaching President Trump and installing Vance as president. I just don't think that, I just don't think the idea that the president should be impeached, I'm sorry, it's insane. It's totally insane, Vance said, describing Musk's social media tirade as not helpful. He said that obviously Musk had the First Amendment right to disagree with the president, but that it was a mistake for him to attack Trump. Vance also shut down Musk's claim that the president was in the Epstein files, even though he admitted he hadn't seen the post before the interview. Absolutely not. Donald Trump didn't do anything wrong with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, there's the guy, is whatever the Democrats, there the guy is, whatever the Democrats and the media says about him, that's totally BS, he said. So, although, he, it sounds like, although JD Vance is willing to say what Donald Trump's reaction and response was, is still yet to give his own personal reaction and response, knowing that he has this ties with Elon, Palantir, and Peter Thiel. Just kind of wonder, like I showed on the meme. I wish I had the meme from last show. But kind of wondering where JD Vance is going to side with and who he's going to back. I assume he should back president, but he's got a decision to make, kind of almost. Bloomy says, if we deport them, who's going to wipe our ass? There's bidets for that. Duh. Let's see here. If there wasn't ties, it would be out of place for him to speak. No, even if there wasn't ties, it would be out of place for him to speak on this. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, he could have an opinion, but I get it. It was just there's a lot of people wondering, like, what's he gonna say? Who's he gonna back? Is he gonna say anything? A lot of people were kind of waiting. So then, we got this black eye that popped up on Elon Musk the other day, kind of when all of this stuff is going on, right? He's beefing with this dude that we just read about. And then Patrick Bet David, he weighs in and who he thinks actually gave Elon Musk the black eye. Oh, you know what? I can't play this because of the let me give me a second. You're just gonna have to deal with me echoing while this plays or something, unless the video echoes. Just me. There we go. Share screen. All right, and if the video itself echoes, then let me know and I'll stop it.
If you use your imagination, God knows what happened with that black eye. Mm-hmm. That black eye, was it a fight that took place? Somebody swung and it really offended Elon. Is like, look what I'm going to do to you guys. Is that a Lutnick? Is that, I don't know who else did it. Who else will be in that room? I don't know who it is. Maybe, but think about it. That doesn't accidentally happen. And you want to do something like this too. Maybe it was a meeting while they're calling each other out and somebody just, because Elon started calling out Trump and it got nasty. And then somebody swung and then somebody was the peacemaker bringing it in. I'm not speculating. Remember, the key word is allegedly. We don't know any of this stuff. But the timing of all of this is a little weird. Timing of all this is a little weird.
So it was interesting. Oh, it's going to autoplay. What do you think?
I was reading.
You're reading chat?
The one on the screen. Because I can see it make them big.
Oh, okay. King Solo Wing says Elon was and still is a Democrat at heart, voted for Biden, told every American to F themselves. He only joined after his kid was transitioned. Yeah, and he waged war on woke. Yeah, and I saw that he only supported Trump after Trump was nearly assassinated, and what was the other thing? Once the Biden had backed out or something. There's a few different things that were pointed out that I thought were interesting. Alice, it's un-American to own a bidet. Well, it's unswamp ass to own a bidet. I can tell you that much. You move to the South and not have one, and you'll change your tune real quick. Let's see here. JB or TNT says at J, he uses ice water though, so he's still a man. Yeah, of course. Yeah, shrink the sphincter. The ice water. Let's see. Oh, echo. Crap, I forgot.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. I forgot. I was supposed to play the video and then it's out of normal. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Altasar says, so I had to install one of Bill Murray's toilets. Nice. I like going in celebrities' houses. I used to clean ductwork. I got to clean some athletes' houses and stuff. It was cool. Donnie says, a bidet, an EV plus a wipe we've never seen. The EV is my wife's. I'm telling you. And it's fast. Fast. Get swamp ass or ass blasted. What's less? Oh, that's funny. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so let me go back to share screen. Sorry, this is annoying sharing my screen and not being allowed, not being allowed to share my audio with the screen. So let's check out this one right here. Laura Loomer. So in Lou, we're talking about Elon Musk black eye. We just heard what Patrick Bet-David had to say about it. But then Laura Loomer posted, this is just right after that article came out with Patrick Bet-David giving his hypothesis, which I thought was interesting. Oh my, there's a report that Secretary Scott Bessent and Elon Musk actually got into a physical fight. There's a quote here. Scott said, "You're a fraud. You're a total fraud," Bannon said in an interview. We've been hearing a lot from Bannon telling us like behind the scenes stuff. I voted for hey, I already got my tax credit. My car's already bought, bro. So like that's everybody else after me. Tyler dresses like a chick when he drives the EV so he can say it's his wife's car. I am my wife. You guys got me. I'm busted. Cole busted. That's funny. Good stuff.
A chick.
So anyways, Musk then okay, so I'm gonna start this over. So Scott Bessent said, "You're a fraud. You're a total fraud," Bannon said in an interview. He was talking to Elon Musk. Then Musk rammed his shoulder into Bessent's rib cage like a rugby player, Bannon said, and Bessent hit him back. Multiple people stepped in to break up the scrum as the two men reached the National Security Advisor's office, and Musk was shuffled out of the West Wing. President Trump heard about it and said, "This is too much," Bannon said. So I don't know if Bannon is telling the truth here with these details. He's got these like harsh critiques of Elon. So I take this with a grain of salt, but it's still interesting nevertheless because we have a black eye that needs to be accounted for.
Wait, so when they're saying Bannon, they're saying Steve Bannon?
Steve Bannon, yes.
Well, I trust Steve Bannon.
Yeah.
If he said it happened, it probably happened. It's crazy.
Right. But just take it with a grain of salt because he was just a couple of days ago saying that Elon should be deported and for drug use and saying that Trump should seize SpaceX and seize Tesla and seize his companies and shit like that. So he went really hard against Elon. So keep that in mind when we hear about this. But there's a self-inflicted wounds. And here's I don't think this is an actual picture of Elon's black eye, but he said it happened playing with his son. Stuff happens. We don't know. We'll probably never know the actual scenario there. But
do you think Steve Bannon would just make up a whole entire story of something that never happened? He would lose all of his credibility if he did that. Do you think
if it can be proven otherwise, certainly. I'm just saying, just take it with a grain of salt because he's been going hard on Elon lately. That's all I was saying. He could still be very well true, and probably is, in my opinion. But Okay. So we got the story here. It's a little bit more detail about what's going on here. And Steve Bannon claims Secretary Bessent and Elon Musk got into a physical altercation behind closed doors. According to Bannon, the clash erupted just moments after both men exited the Oval Office in April, following a tense meeting with President Trump about who should lead the IRS. The dispute centered on acting IRS Commissioner Gary Shapley, a key whistleblower in the Hunter Biden tax fraud cover-up who had reportedly been installed at Musk's request, but bypassing Bessent's approval entirely. Interesting. So some toe stepping going on apparently. And we've heard that there was rumors that they were fighting in cabinet meetings and stuff, which if they're fighting, it seems like there's some, people in the room that aren't necessarily yes men, which is a good thing, but it might have been Elon Musk and he might have been kicked out now. So we don't know. That would
be bad. Like if he literally got kicked out just because he's not a yes man, that would really, really suck because we were just saying earlier, we need people who will stand up and say the truth and not be a yes man. And if every single time you stand up to say the truth and are not a yes man, you have bad things happen to you, then that's not, of course, not good for anyone because it's going to just discourage. It's just going to encourage everyone else to just be yes men.
Yeah, for sure. Atlas mentions that the initial report for Scott Bessent And the Elon fight came out on May 30th, but nobody covered it. Interesting. TNT said my daughter's forehead gave me a worse shiner than any fist ever did. Oh, I bet. Yeah, that can it can happen. That's for sure. I've been whacked. I have a bunch of little brothers and sisters, and playing hard as kids, man, you get the forehead to solid contact to anything, and yeah, you're going down. It's bruising. That's for sure.
Kids have hard heads.
Yeah, TNT, Trump loves yes men, but he respects someone that'll tell the truth. I think so too. So let's see here. Where's it at? Where's it at? So Gary Shapley, the whistleblower, came forward and exposed the political interference in the Hunter Biden tax fraud investigation, was named interim IRS commissioner after Melanie Cross resigned. Cross stepped down amid controversy over a data sharing agreement with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The New York Times reported that Bissett approached Trump and told him that Shapley was put on his position at the IRS without his knowledge. And the White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt referred Axios to a previous statement to the New York Times. It's no secret President Trump has put together a team of people who are incredibly passionate about the issues impacting our country. Disagreements are a normal part of the healthy policy process, her statement said, and ultimately everybody knows they serve at the pleasure of President Trump, Leavitt said. And Bannon is now blowing the lid off what actually happened. So looks like we just have like a little rehash right here. In mid-April, Musk and Bissett had gone into the Oval Office to make their respective cases after their preferences for acting IRS commissioner. I'm sorry, I'm reading so fast, I'm coming up with words. Trump decided to support Bissett's choice. That disagreement was first reported by the New York Times. After Bissett and Musk exited the Oval Office and began walking down the hallway, the two men started to exchange insults, adding that Bissett brought up Musk's claims that he would uncover more than $1 trillion in wasteful and fraudulent government spending, which Musk had not succeeded at doing. Scott said, "You're a fraud, a total fraud," Bannon said in an interview. Musk then rammed his shoulder into Bissett's ribcage like a rugby player, and Bissett hit him back. Multiple people stepped in to break up the scrum as the two men reached the National Security Advisor's office, and Musk was shuffled out the West Wing. And I believe Bissett might be homosexual, so Elon got a black eye from gay dude.
Now, isn't that literally what you just read that Steve Bannon said?
Yeah, I was just rehashing. Okay. I went from the Laura Loomer quote and post to like more of the story.
Okay.
I was just expounding on more of the story.
I mean, he didn't change the story, but I guess she was just quoting that story. So.
Yeah. Sorry if that got repetitive. My
but bad. I get it though. No, I'm saying, hearing the story and picturing it as it happens, I get how you're insulting Elon. Like, I get how he's going to shove you with his shoulder. Like, fuck you, you little punk. You know what I mean? Pardon my French. Because you're sitting here talking crap on me. Like, it's going to piss him off. And especially somebody like Elon, because Elon is prideful. So since he's prideful, that's like even more so going to be a dig at him. So I get why I shoved him with his shoulder. You know what I mean? Like, I totally get it. It makes sense to me.
Right. I mean, you're not supposed to physically respond to people like that, but hey, I mean, I guess it happens, and he's got a little spectrum on there, so maybe you got a little angry, and that's how he responds. I don't know. I don't know. But let's see. So that's pretty much the updates on the Elon Trump scenario. Where to start with this one? So Riley Gaines, do we want to go with Riley Gaines? Do we want to go MS-13? Maryland man, story.
Riley Gaines. Let's go to Riley Gaines.
Okay. I like Riley Gaines. She liked one of my posts on X one time.
That's
so
cool. That's really cool. So your post made it to Riley Gaines' feed. That's nice.
Yeah, it was cool. Balthazar says the MS-13. He posted the tweet on Discord from 5:30. Oh, let me see. Oh wow, there's a lot of chatter going on there. Let me see.
In Discord?
Yeah, Atlas sent something. Breaking insane moment. Elon Musk shoved Trump's secretary. You promised us $1 trillion in cuts, and now you're like $100 billion, and nobody can find anything. Holy crap! He said he's gonna try to find the original one. Elon and Lil X were on Trump's Christmas card like family. I hope they work it out. It's like the Hallmark story. I hope they work it out too.
Me too.
I really do too. So anyways, let's talk about this Riley Gaines thing. Simone Biles battle that's going on. This is pretty wild. I'll start with this article here. This isn't from the very beginning of the saga, but we'll get caught up really, really quick. So Riley Gaines hits Simone Biles with savage comeback as she resurrects gymnast's horrific past in trans feud. So I'm hoping they go back to the beginning. Okay, so conservative activist Riley Gaines has fired back at Simone Biles with a pointed dig that gymnast harrowing past amid their bitter online feud surrounding transgender athletes participating in women's sports. The USA Olympic hero Simone Biles, 28, launched a scathing attack on Gaines Friday night when she compared her to a man after the former swimmer criticized a Minnesota high school softball team for competing with a trans player. A little bit about that is the Minnesota girls softball team won the state championship with a boy on the team. Mm-hmm. And Riley Gaines doing her thing, calling out the bullshit.
Good for her.
And Simone Biles decided she was going to say that Riley Gaines looks like a man. So Gaines, who's 25, has been one of the most outspoken voices against transgender athletes in women's sports, responded by referring to the horrific abuse Biles and other gymnasts suffered at the hands of pedophile Dr. Larry Nassar. All the horrific sexual abuse Simone Biles witnessed and spoke out against caused by one man, yet believes women should be forced to strip naked in front of men to validate the man's feelings, like in locker rooms and stuff like that, right? Right. The former collegiate swimmer posted on X following the gymnastics legends attack. You know how many gold medals you'd have if your inclusive dream came true? Zero. Right. If there are the men gymnasts allowed to participate in the women's, she would not be having any. So Gaines later doubled down, sharing a clip of Biles testifying before the Senate about the abuse suffered at the hands of the former team doctor. Alongside it, she posted a screen grab of Biles's tweet. Quote, Simone Biles, when she had to endure a predatory man versus Simone Biles when the other girls have to endure the predatory man, she wrote. So I think is this it right here? This is one of them. Okay, this was the first post. And then here's the second one right here. And so
are you showing them? I'm not seeing anything.
Sorry, I forgot to put that on the screen. Okay. So here's the first post that all the horrific sexual abuse Simone Biles witness spoke out against the one man. It's the first one. Here's the second one. Simone Biles, she has the when she had to endure a predatory man versus Simone Biles when other girls have to. And okay, it's just a screenshot. It doesn't actually play that, but she showed Simone Biles's response and said, well, actually, let's just read. I'm sure it'll elaborate. So Gaines, who tied for 5th. Okay, wait. We don't need to read her. Okay, she said the gymnastics were a failed system. So basically, she went after her, right? And then let's see. Okay, yeah, now it's just getting into the backstory of it. Okay, so then we have a ton of reaction on X here, starting with Matt Walsh. Well, here's what Simone Biles then said. She says, Riley Gaines, you're truly sick. All of the campaigning because you lost a race. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps
Give me a
finding a
break.
way to make sports inclusive or creating a new avenue where trans feel safe in sports. Maybe a transgender category in all sports, but instead you bully them. One thing's for sure, no one in sports is safe with you around.
Oh
Because
gosh.
Riley Gaines is this freaking predator.
And not only that, but
Um,
for the stupid person to say that she looks like a man. Give me a break. But go ahead.
right. And then Riley Gaines actually responded on this post and says, "This is actually so disappointing. It's not my job or the job of any woman to figure out how to include men in our spaces. You can uplift men stealing championships in women's sports with your platform. Men don't belong in women's sports, and I say that with my full chest." And Jason Whitlock tagged "I find retards," the retard finder. Please help. which he actually then he summoned him and he came in and commented himself, said, "Bitch, you wouldn't even win anything if there was a male competing against you, virtual signaling." Bitch, holy crap, he came in hot. I don't think I've ever seen retard finder go that hard. But some of the rest of the reactions here. Matt Walsh says, "First you quit your team in the Olympics, and now you're coming out in defense of cross-dressing fetishes. You're in no position to be calling anyone else sick." And that's another part of Simone Biles' history, is that she skipped an Olympic competition or two because she was this victim, right? Like, not minimizing what happened to her, but I think that's the reason why. And then she came back this last Olympics, which nobody watched. Let's see here. Megan Kelly says she's ashamed of Simone Biles. And that was a response to somebody saying they stand with Riley Gaines. There's the Riley Gaines post. Tim Pool responded and said, "Affirming mental disorders is cruel and sick," to Simone. Clay Travis reposted the Babylon Bee. Simone Biles calls for all female athletes to just give up like she did.
Woo!
That's really good. That's really good. Okay, what else we got here? I gotta skip over some. I put this together and I didn't have any order to it. USA Today posted, "Simone Biles shows her greatness again in standing up for transgender community." And Tommy Loren responded, "Her greatness? She literally made fun of Riley Gaines' appearance. Y'all fake stream media hacks really know how to stand up for a real woman, don't you?" Disgusting. Totally true. Then we have, I can undo that one. We have Vince posted, "Okay, guys, Simone Biles or Riley Gaines," and put a side by side up. And it's like a Biden Fetterman election. It's a total no brainer, right? I mean, like, seriously. Let's see here. Caitlin Wheeler, who is also an advocate for women's sports, and she appears to be some type of athlete, and she's associated with Turning Point USA, I believe. She said, "Let it be known that Simone Biles has chosen to stand with men in women's sports, not the girls losing their titles, scholarships, and privacy. You don't get to build your legacy in women's sports, then advocate for their erasure. Simone Biles, you are not a champion for women." Well said. Well said. I'm going to keep that one posted because that was really well said. The redheaded libertarian said, "Simone Biles was sexually assaulted by Larry Nassar as a child, yet attacks a woman fighting to keep males out of girls' spaces. This is the absolute state of the woke mind virus." That was in response to Simone Biles saying, "Bully someone your own size," which ironically would be a male Riley Gaines. So she's just doubling down in her bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ábrego, Garcia, LA Riders. So yeah, she's just basically getting owned. In lieu of women's sports, we've been talking about the Caitlin Clark saga briefly. I know Caitlin Clark is out, but people watch the WNBA for Angel Reese too, right? That's why tickets for tonight's Fever Sky game are priced through the roof at $3 each. $3.
That's great.
You can get into the game for a third of the price of a order of nachos, you guys.
Right.
Caitlin Clark is the queen of the WNBA, and there's no doubt about it. Also, continuing on our conversation that was, we asked the question last show or 2 shows ago if we thought it was racially motivated. Soda, $12 tickets free. Yeah. But if this, violence in the WNBA was racially motivated, and we have this play right here, actually, that goes against what I thought, which was, well, I was saying that the beef between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese goes back to college, and it wasn't just racially motivated, but a lot of folks in chat were saying it's racially motivated. But look at this. Yank.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
She falling backwards and decides to
Propel her.
handful of hair, and yanked it.
Mm-hmm.
So not the doesn't resemble any type of pro athlete that I've ever known as pro, but
No.
that was a Jason Whitlock post saying another accident from Dejani Carrington. She should be banned from the WNBA. No one can dare ask a question about this pattern of behavior. It would be racist. So she's pretty light skinned. TNT. Balthasar, I miss the good old days of LGB. Yeah, right. The T's ruined it for everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
This new AI. All right, so I gotta post this. This is a chicken nugget. It's a chicken nugget. I repeat again, this is a chicken nugget. If you got that from McDonald's, would you eat it? Is the question.
No, I would not.
I said, you're still gay even if you break it in half before you eat it. It is completely inappropriate. McDonald's. This is kids eat here. This one is really funny. Simone Biles is taller than the Krasensteins. That was a chicken nugget, Jamie. I put that on there for you. It was an homage to your profile picture in Discord. There's chicken ones and there's snow ones. And okay, now you're leaving. Okay.
There's chicken ones and there's snow ones.
Her profile picture in Discord is a snow dick, you guys.
Yes. Well, it's her profile picture on the chat too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, not here. No, it's not.
Oh, it's
I
not?
don't think YouTube would allow it. No.
Oh, well, then where did I see it? Oh, it had to be in Discord then.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I saw it on here, but I must have seen it only on Discord. Okay, my bad. I'm wrong.
Yeah. Have a good night, Jamie. You gotta go if you gotta go.
Good night, Jamie.
But this was great. Simone Biles is taller than the Krasensteins. That one got me when I saw it.
Are the Krasensteins little people?
No, they're twins. They're just short.
Oh.
They're Democrat little weasel guys, and they're also chickens don't have nuggets. That's true.
So they're little-minded people, at least.
Yeah. They're Trump reply guys essentially, and they got a sketchy past being kind of scammers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, but yeah. So that's pretty much it on the Simone Biles thing. I just wanted to highlight that was pretty sketch. This pretty shameful woman from that background, that scenario, all of a sudden anti-women in women's sports. Gotta love it, right?
Yeah.
But I want to talk about Kilmar Ábrego Garcia. He's back. The Democrats got what they wanted, but not quite the way they wanted it. So breaking, the deported MS-13 suspect and Maryland man returns to face justice, which is possibly 10 years to life. So the Democrats thought they had won a victory of sorts, but they got more than they bargained for. The MS-13 terrorist, Kilmar Garcia, who entered the U.S. illegally, had no legal residency status, has been returned from El Salvador after the Supreme Court demanded Trump facilitate his return. Now he will be given the due process they have been demanding, but that due process will be for the federal human trafficking charges, which could land the illegal alien in jail for 10 years. Now, I will say, being in a United States jail has got to be better than that prison in El Salvador. But still, I'd rather him be in the prison in El Salvador, so my tax dollars don't got to pay for a meal for this asshole.
Exactly.
But Kilmar, they want to call him Ábrego, but his first name is Kilmar. So we'll go with that. Illegally immigrated to the United States in 2011 at age 16. Two separate immigration judges in 2019 determined he was an MS-13 gang member, which, the Democrats denied at first, but then couldn't deny it any longer. So they moved on to the next thing, and they denied him bond, which was, his due process, right? But that was the next thing the Democrats moved on to. So two separate immigration judges denying him bond based on police informant testimony and gang evidence. Critically, MS-13's designation as a foreign terrorist organization by Trump means gang members are ineligible for protection from removal. So the fact that they're deemed terrorist means that his order to stay for his safety is ineffective. But Garcia was only granted withholding of removal, which prevented the deportation specifically to El Salvador, not deportation generally. To revoke his protections after MS-13 terrorist designation, the government would have required to reopen immigration proceedings, which they did not do. So basically, he was due one more meeting, just face to face. All right, now you're gone. And so DHS revealed that Ábrego Garcia's wife filed protective orders against him both in 2020 and 2021. Okay, we know all the history. President Bukele initially refused to return him, asking, "Are you suggesting I smuggle a terrorist into the United States? How can I return him to the United States?" Mm-hmm. However, Bukele, I was going to say ukulele when I see his name. I don't know. Bukele later agreed to send him back to face justice after Trump administration negotiations. On June 6th, so yesterday, he was charged with conspiracy to unlawfully transport illegal aliens for financial gain and unlawful transportation of illegal aliens for financial gain. The indictment alleges he transported thousands of migrants from Texas across the U.S. between 2016 and 25, making over 100 trips. So, They brought these charges out of left field. The left, nobody knew this was coming. They thought he was going to come back here and get his due process and whatever. But no. Of these charges, they stem from a November 22nd traffic stop in Tennessee where he was driving 9 Hispanic passengers without luggage, falsely claiming they were construction workers from Missouri when cell phone data showed he had been in Texas that morning. Pam Bondi also revealed uncharged allegations that Ábrego Garcia solicited nude photos of a minor and participated in the murder of rival gang members' mother. So the dude is just a champion of the Democratic Party, right? I mean, just shining bright symbol of the Democrats. The government disappeared. Let's see here.
They should start making statues of him like they did George Floyd. That's what I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So he faces up to 10 years in prison for each person he allegedly smuggled, potentially a life sentence if convicted. The government plans to deport him to another country after he serves his sentence. Fuck that. Fuck that. I have to have a camera freaking stop working or something. I didn't say that. That doesn't mean anything. That just means the camera quit working. I didn't say anything.
Right.
Chicken Tindy. Let's see. 11D. 11D2, that's for sure. Guys, make sure you're subscribed, share this, all that good stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Maryland man is on his way back to the United States. Let's see.
You can lay down.
Oh yeah, going back, I wanted to let you guys know that there was 45 senators who voted against keeping men out of your daughter's sports, and that list is up here on X, and I reposted that if anybody's interested in seeing that list of individuals. I won't read through all the names, but you can see them here on screen.
That voted against keeping men out of women's sports.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep,
So
Jamie, you got it.
Every single one of them needs to go.
Yeah, exactly. Schumer. Oh, these are Democrats. I thought it said. Okay, of course. All right, yeah, Democrats. I see. I
So
thought
they're
this
all
was.
Democrats.
I thought this was Republicans for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, all Democrats. There's an independent in here, King, whoever that is.
So I mean, just based on that alone, you guys, like what feels right and what feels wrong to you? Does it feel right to be a Democrat? Like someone who wants men and boys in girls' locker rooms and men and women's locker rooms and bathrooms, all that. Does that seem right? Or does it seem more right to be on the right, which is synonymous with being right on the Republican side? Like, to me, it's a no-brainer. No-brainer.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's just good versus evil, in my opinion, really is what it really boils down to. When you start looking at the principles and the things they fight for and the things they fight against, good versus evil. I mean, it's just lowest common denominator. Tani says, ban men from women's sports and ban women.
And ban women. Ban women. No banning women.
Oh, that's funny. Jay, that's what the carrot's for. That's what the carrot and the two pieces of charcoal are for, actually. Everybody's been using them wrong for years, decades. The carrot and the two charcoal around a snowman.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. People think it's the eyes and the nose, but they got it wrong. Had it wrong this whole time.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Jamie started it.
She made hers out of snow.
Explain the three shells. I don't know how to use the three seashells. TNT. I gotta admit. So,
you said you had another topic, I thought.
I got more. Where did I lose it? I lost it. So we got the travel ban, Kilmar. I was going to talk about the travel ban, but it's just.
Oh yeah, you were going to talk about the travel ban. You did say that at the beginning.
Yeah. We just mentioned it here, just because we haven't mentioned it since on the show yet. Trump signs proclamation barring foreign nationals from these 12 nations from entering the United States. And one of those short dudes that we were just talking about actually made a video on X. I'll see if I can find it real quick.
Well, as far as banning travel from those countries, I say it's a great start. Why not just ban from everywhere, pretty much? Like, let's go. We've got an overcrowdedness. We have people that need to be deported out. I'm all for it. If Trump says we need to ban some countries, let's ban some countries.
Right. I'm right there with you. Okay. Oh, I can't play the audio.
Why? I'll be quiet.
No, it's okay. I'll just is there captions?
Why is it playing music or something?
Okay, he just says Trump just banned travel from these countries. Let me know what you noticed. That's the main point. Okay, you don't need to hear the audio really. He listed the countries. Let me know what you notice. Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Congo, Eritrea. It's Eritrea. So it's like he's suggesting that Donald Trump is banning black people. I don't know. It's funny because not everybody has dark skin like that from all of the countries that he's listing. So it's just a reach. It's a Trump reply guy. AOC Crockett 2028 no brainer. That's about as a no brainer as a Biden Fetterman. That's for sure. Andrea, you're in timeout. That's funny. So Trump is banning travel from these 12 countries. I have fully, he says, I have determined to fully restrict and limit the entry of nationals from the following 12 countries: Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea. I can't say it right. I want to say Atreyu, but I know that's not it. Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen, the president wrote in the order. Additionally, the Trump administration will particularly restrict and limit the entry of nationals from 7 other countries: Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. And I think I saw TNT in here said, yeah, I'm okay with banning 120 plus countries. And that's right where I am. I'm at in a moratorium of all immigration for the next, for Trump's term, basically. It may be longer, indefinitely shut down all immigration for right now. We got to get this figured out before we can resume, essentially. Trump has shut down the border. The immigration, the influx into our country has slowed tremendously. Stopping the bleeding is a big benefit, but cutting it off completely, legally, illegally, I think is a big issue. Massive importance. And I'm down for this. I'm fine with it. Now, last time he had this, and they tried to say it was a Muslim ban or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's just more of the Democrat kind of type of rhetoric that we've come to expect. It's almost like a repeat of certain things that went down the first 4 years of Trump are going down again.
Yeah.
And it's just wild.
I wouldn't expect anything different.
Right.
Really wouldn't.
Right. I mean, most of these people, they come over here and look, I mean, they burn our flag. They carry around, they do what all these people are doing, right? They're out here looking like these fools, freaking throwing rocks at, like, this is a dude right here. Dan Bongino calls for the public to help identify a man throwing rocks at vehicles in Los Angeles where federal agents are conducting raids. We're currently seeking information regarding the identity of the person throwing rocks at vehicles conducting critical law enforcement operations. One of the perpetrators in the video is wearing a helmet, and we're going to use our investigative tools to locate the individual. I strongly suggest you turn yourself in. It's only a matter of time. Well, one of these cars just had to stop and arrest the guy. But as they go by, this dude right here is just chucking rocks and he's hitting the windshields, the sides. He could really hurt somebody. And, all somebody had to do is just stop and throw the cuffs on this dude. And it doesn't continue. But
that's why it'd be really hard to be a police officer too, because it would be so much easier to just kind of run over his legs to make sure he wasn't going to run. And then
you're like the 5th car back and you're just like, maybe I'll just steer left up there a little bit.
Right. You have to really have restraint.
Yeah. Oh, it's your birthday, Tix, today? Let me see.
Really? Happy birthday, Tix.
You got a commercial dehumidifier on your birthday? Nice.
Tix Bomber, happy birthday.
Donnie, I'm with you on that, but can we get him on the list? Humidity is the devil. Hey, man, happy birthday, brother. That's cool. You sing to this man right now. You know,
Happy birthday
I'll
to
let you do
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tix Bomber. Happy birthday to you and many more.
That's funny. All right, thank you for doing that. 42. Cool. Not too far from me. I'm a couple years older than you. I didn't say that out loud. Uh-oh. That's funny. Male Ozempic users are losing weight where they wouldn't want to.
Ooh. Nice. It's not worth it.
Nope. Okay, so I gotta go back to my profile. We like to play Scott. What's his name? Now I'm drawing a blank. That guy. We like to play him around here. I think this is actually about the oh no, this is about the travel ban. Okay, yeah, let's play this. Oh, dang it, I forgot. No audio. All right, never mind.
You don't
keep
have
forgetting.
any audio?
No, I mean I have it. I just gotta unstage it and put it back on and change it. And it's too much of a pain in the butt.
I got you. Oh, I see.
Yep.
Well, I mean, if you're going to be playing a string of videos, you might want to do it.
I don't have a whole bunch, to be
Okay.
honest. I just had a couple.
Okay.
I was going to talk about these things. This is crazy, and this is the AI. These are wild. They're like shooting selfie videos. One was like Sasquatch and stuff. But yeah, I think that's pretty much. Besides the LA riots, which I don't really know much about.
Riots.
I don't really know much about them. But let's
maybe go to X and see what's breaking news on that or something.
Right. Well, it's they're ICE raids, and the word is that people are finding out that ICE is coming before they're getting there, and then people are showing up and trying to make it as hard as possible for ICE to do their thing.
Why don't they just arrest every single one of them then? Because they're interfering with police business.
I mean,
right?
That's the question we're all asking, I think, but
Okay.
you're right. Native Patriot posted, isn't it weird how for years they talked about foreign influence and how Trump used it to win, but now all they advocate for is foreign influence? Weird.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Mayor Karen Bass, who is mayor of LA, and she says, we will not stand for this. And this is her post. It says, this morning we received reports of federal immigration enforcement actions in multiple locations in Los Angeles. As mayor of a proud city of immigrants who contribute to our city in so many ways, I am deeply angered by what has taken place. These tactics sow terror in our communities and disrupt basic principles of safety in our city. My office is in close coordination with the immigration rights community organizations. We will not stand for this. So the mayor basically came out and made a public statement against ICE coming into her city in Los Angeles and arresting people.
So the mayor needs to be arrested.
Yeah. Blummy says my name is Farty Cent. My rap name is Farty Cent. Mine is C-Rap. So we got this right here. Who the F brings a baby to a riot? The Democrats are now demanding charges be brought against LAPD officers after using tear gas on a crowd that included a baby, despite the crowd actively assaulting ICE agents. And you see a baby crying here, wiping the tears from the tear gas out of her.
What a terrible parent.
I know, right?
That parent should not have custody of that child anymore.
Still drinking bottles.
That child is not safe in that parent's custody.
Well, they're probably all illegal.
True.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, shouldn't be here. With they've been, living off free health insurance and shit like that this whole time too, probably. So, you see here, Benny Johnson posted, anti-ICE rioters in Paramount, California just blocked and vandalized a U.S. Marshals bus.
First of all, how are they finding out before they get there?
They're pushing on the front of this bus. That's the thing too, is there's obviously some type of leak or something in ICE where they're about to make their arrest is being made known ahead of time. But I mean, look, people are throwing stuff, full on throwing stuff. I mean, people really get hurt or killed, and these people think they're gonna like how dumb they are. They're standing in front of the bus, pushing on it, and it's like, do you guys really think you're gonna stop that bus by pushing on it? Like, here, all of us together, we'll stop the bus. And the bus driver just tapped.
Look at all that they're doing. How many of those people that are doing all of that do you think is going to get solitary confinement for what?
Their insurrection.
Right.
Know, right?
With no trial and just solitary confinement for years upon years. How many of those do you think? Zero. It's going to happen to zero of them. I can already tell you.
Right. You see right here, breaking protesters have surrounded the federal detention center in Los Angeles. California isn't backing down. This is full-blown standoff with the feds. Stephen Miller says this is an insurrection against the laws and sovereignty of the United States. Just to your point right there. To your point right there. Yeah. Dan Bongino's calling for information over this guy. What else we got?
Any breaking news on the riots? How long have these riots been going on?
Like all day. I think I saw earlier on in the show that TNT's just been watching the highlights all day. TNT said. Oh yeah. Side note: FBI Director Kash Patel claims that they have Fauci's hard drives. Although he does have federal pardons, I believe the states can still prosecute and go after everybody that has these federal pardons that Joe Biden enacted. And that's if they're upheld after the whole auto pen scandal is investigated and litigated, right? So if it maintains, the states can still go after these guys. So we got to remember that when you need to pressure the states to do that. And maybe Missouri will take the lead. Their AG, what's his name? Andrew Bailey is a freaking boss, and I wouldn't be surprised if he believes he can build the case that he does do it.
So at the beginning of the show, we were talking about the LA riots of 1992 that Sublime ended up writing the song about. Just curious, how many people remember those riots, and how were you affected in your cities? Because I remember the riots, and I remember we were affected in our city. I mean, it was basically white people better hide, because full-on attack is coming after you. People throwing bricks and throwing them through windows of houses that white people lived in, throwing them through cars, trying to attack people driving down the street. Like, it was for real. Of course, I come from the hood, so I might have had a different experience than other people, but I lived in the hood, and that's what it was like for me. I very, very, very much remember that day, and I'm just curious who else remembers it and what all kind of stuff people had. Like, if anybody had anything similar to that in their cities.
Right. Y'all remember the riots back then? I don't really remember it. I remember just hearing that it was going on, and then that was pretty much it. Let's see.
Did anybody say anything?
No, not in response to that. They're talking about TNT and Donnie right now. I was just getting caught up. Yeah. TNT said, I brawled with a dozen security at a hospital once. 3 or 4 of them ended up macing me. After jail in a shower, it soaked into my pillow at home and burnt my face the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's terrible.
And Jay says, look at all those unemployed people.
Right?
Talking about the people in Los Angeles. They're all on unemployment. So they're all working for $30 an hour on minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
Tick said I live in the middle of nowhere, so it was all watching it on TV.
Yeah, I remember we started off watching it on TV going, "Oh my gosh." And I remember when I saw them, saw the footage of them pulling the trucker out, just trucker was stuck in traffic and pulling him out by his hair and beating the crap out of him and all of that. It was like, "Oh my gosh, this is insane." And the next thing you know, it's happening in our damn streets. It's crazy. Rocks went through bricks or rocks. I think it was rocks. Rocks went through the window of the house I was living in.
Dang.
Yeah, it was bad.
You was white in the wrong town.
Yep, I was white in the wrong town. It's usually the case with me. I'm white in the wrong town. So that's why I've never experienced the white privilege that people like to talk about. I've never experienced that. Ever. And I stand by that.
That's funny. Christy Noam says, a message to the LA riders: you will not stop us or slow us down. ICE Gov will continue to enforce the law. And if you lay a hand on a law enforcement officer, you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. What if it's a brick? They Democrats will never win again. I hope so, man. I like
I
wish
that. I could believe that with certainty, but I cannot.
I like that. They Democrats. That's funny. That's really good, actually.
Yeah, I hope they never do, but just all the cheating that happens. And Laura Trump's not in charge of keeping election integrity anymore, so that makes me nervous.
Right. I mean, it looks like a freaking war zone. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And here's a reminder. Maybe this would be more for it's funny, you're all guessing. It's a reminder. This might be more for a what we forgot Wednesdays, but you know what? It's all right. Just a reminder.
Why that would be a good one.
Fake news.
Yes.
Canoeing in 6 inches of flood water. Yes. You guys walk by.
I remember that.
Fake news. That's worse than Anderson Cooper standing in the ditch. He went stood in the drainage ditch, so it'd be like waist high.
I feel like it's equally as bad.
It is. She's like in a boat, pushing off the ground to paddle. That's so funny. Scumbags. Scumbags. Bongino followed that tweet up. Oh no, he actually said two statements. He said the right to assemble and protest does not include a license to attack law enforcement officers or to impede the instruct of law and immigration operations. We are thoroughly reviewing the evidence from yesterday's incident in Los Angeles, and we're working with the U.S. Attorney's Office to ensure the perpetrators are brought to justice. The days of chaos ruling the streets are over. Either obey the law or go to jail. There's no third option.
I like it.
He followed it up and said, and yes, multiple arrests have already been made for obstructing our operations. More are coming. We are pouring through the videos for more perpetrators. You bring chaos and we'll bring handcuffs. Law and order will prevail. So
I like it.
Strong statement, strongly worded statement by Dan Bongino there. One that I can get behind, unlike what we've been hearing from him and Cash lately. Oh, punching down in my chair. Looked over at myself. I'm like, way down here.
You're looking at those two little short guys too much. Krasensteins or whatever they are.
TNT says, turns out people who stand on the toilet seat to poop don't enhance the state. I don't know what that means, but I think I agree. I've been using toilets all wrong. I thought you squatted over the hole. Didn't know. See, you're actually supposed to face the back. That way you got a nice little tray for like you can play with your toys and stuff like that.
But I gotta say something. It's really funny that he said that because I literally just the other day I was looking at Snapchat just a couple days ago, and Candy Burris was on there, and she's in China right now, and she was talking about how you have to squat over the hole in the ground, and it's got like grippers for your feet to poop. And she was saying, or she was talking to a girl who said she grew up in China. So at home, she literally, in America, she literally stands on the toilet and crouches down to poop, like that, to pee and poop. Like that's how she uses the toilet at home because she was raised that way, doing it her whole life in China. It was so weird. So it's so funny that he said that. It's the only thing I can relate that to.
That's crazy.
That was just the other day I saw that. I was like, what? She stands on the toilet and crouches down? What the hell?
Jay says I dropped mine in the tank. It's called an upper decker. Yeah, that one.
I've heard of those.
That's one for the next person.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
Yeah, the hole in the floor thing would be weird. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's like shitting in the woods, but you're in the bathroom just missing the toilet. It's like, wait a minute. And they don't even have a bidet.
Right.
Bidet. I don't know. I think they actually do. I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I actually, I don't know if they do, but I saw something where like over in China, they have somebody that's like 24/7 maintenance in the restrooms that's like cleans up after every person uses them too.
Well, I would think that they would have to, because how many people are missing the hole? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I think they would have to.
On construction sites, you go into an outhouse and the seats are covered in muddy footprints. That's not mud.
No. Construction sites.
know,
Okay.
That's what women should start doing in the porta potties that are all peed on when you go to like the concert or the football games. Just stand on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine if you slipped? Ugh. Mm-mm.
Right.
No. Mm-mm.
Go to the commercial bathroom and take the grate off the drain hole in the floor. Same thing. It's all pipes. It's all pipes. All right. With that, I think we'll probably just go ahead and wrap up there. It's been a fun show. Lots of laughs. Love chat. You guys are great. Thanks for being welcoming to the new people and combative to the people who deserved it. You guys are great. TNT, you're right. If I have to poop, I go home for the day. I'll take the loss. Yeah. With George Costanza, he's got to take his shirt off every time he does.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that.
Yeah. He comes walking out in the middle of the party with his shirt off. Everybody's looking at him crazy.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say thank you for having me on. It was fun.
Yeah, it's been
hanging out with everybody in the chat, but being able to talk in real time and not have to type it, that's pretty fun. But it's not as fun not being able to see what everybody else is saying. I like always seeing what everybody else is saying. Thanks, Andrea. Yeah. So that's the only downside, but it was fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been great having you. It's been too long. We had you on, seems like a couple months ago, so we're gonna have to get you on more often, more of a rotation. Which, while I'm thinking about it, I talked with Atlas today. We're gonna make some changes going forward. He needs a little bit more of his time right now, so he is going to be stepping away, I think, from the Monday shows for a little while. But that's fine. We all understand. He's just got his main channel monetized, and he's trying to make up ground for that. And it's a big commitment to do this show 3 times a week. So for the time being, he won't be here on Mondays, but I'm going to try to start having more of a regular rotation of guests. So hopefully we can have just me on more often. I'm waiting for, let me check right now. I'm waiting for a confirmation from Cool Vic. Yeah, he actually did confirm while we were live that he, as of right now, he'll be able to be on Wednesday. So that'll be cool. We'll have other content creator, Cool Vic. His channel has about, I don't know, we don't measure in sub size, but the main thing is just being monetized, really. But he's got like 13, 14, 15,000, something like that. So it'd be cool to have him around and be able to share audience with him and get his thoughts on things. He's a friend from from the coaching group, and Native Patriot popped in the last stream and said that he's still we're going to get together and start working on some stuff. And so hopefully we'll see a whole new list of people. We haven't seen him around for a while, and I haven't checked his channel for like the last week, but John, Mad News Network. Do you remember Mad News, you guys? He was in chat and stuff. Yeah. He was on the show one time. I want to start having him on regularly. John Crawford is his name. Mad News Network, or Mad News Now, or something like that. And then
Mad News Now, yeah.
I need to get Dan McKnight back on soon. I have a text out to him. I'm just kind of waiting for a reply. I'll probably reach out again. And then I'm going to try to reach out just to a bunch of other people and see if we can maybe get some Democrats to come on and just mix it up and keep the show fresh with perspective and content and everything. So I think you guys will enjoy it. And with that, I'll just let me open up the U-Verse Bible app here. I will read the verse of the day, and we can check out. So the verse of the day today is, seen one last time? No, okay. 1 Corinthians 16, verse 13. Be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong. I love that one. That's 1 Corinthians 16, verse 13. And with that, I'll just
I can say a prayer too.
Okay, go for it.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. And I believe, isn't that the way Jesus teaches us to pray? Mm-hmm. Like, quote, yes. Word for word?
Word for word.
Awesome. So Thank you for doing that. Appreciate that very much. And with that, I'll just say, make sure, once again, hit that like button, share, subscribe, follow, like, share, subscribe, follow. Yeah, I think that's all. Just join the Discord. All the links are in the description. And we'll see you guys on Monday. And as always, Christ is King.
Christ is King.
With war, world, and Atlas Thug, we here to bring the truth. Jar, open this podcast, we breaking through the fake news. They try to silence us, but we will be subdued. We're bearded alpha males here to save the youth. Spitting fire on the mic with the bass, Christian takes. Exposing the lies, keeping the demons at bay. We ain't afraid to speak up, we won't be swayed. Jar, open this podcast, where the truth is laid. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas Thug, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. We ain't playing games, we're on a mission to awaken the masses with our intuition. Pulling out the corruption with no inhibition. Draw open this podcast, sparking a revolution. We're not afraid to stand tall in a world full of deceit. We're the voice of reason, bringing light to the street. Keeping it real, never missing a beat. Jar openers podcast, where the truth meets the heat. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas Thug, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. Jar open this podcast, where the truth will never cease. Join us on the journey to bring back peace. We're rolling Atlas Thug, fearless in our release. Jar open this podcast, where the lies will decrease.